This is a story of someone a lot like you. Complicated, a puzzle, and with a lot of facts that probably don't fit nicely in a movie. But this is Vivian Maier, and she was quite an unassuming woman, born in 1926. And looking back at the facts of her life at first glance, there really isn't a reason for us to be talking about her today. She was a nanny, and her job required her to be in the background of other people's lives. And that basically meant when she was doing a good job, she was barely even noticed. But this was actually a skill for her when it came to honing her real passion, photography. And she became a nanny by day, a street photographer by night. See, street photography is not like the other forms of photography that we may be used to. In regular photography, you rent out a studio, you hire some good-looking people, they put some good-looking clothes on, the lights are bright as you are right in their face. But in street photography, the less you're noticed, the better. With street photography, one of the goals is just to document that raw, unfiltered moment in time. And with Vivian Maier's quite unassuming personality, she literally crept into people's lives while they were on the street and would document these personal moments. And this is the 1960s and 70s. It's not like today where everyone has a camera phone. All someone would see back then was a woman walking up to them, looking into this little box that you would have right about here and click. And then she'd be on her way. I mean, she was so good at this, and people would be in awe of her images if they ever saw them. But no one ever did. And this is where it gets intriguing. See, despite her immense talent, Vivian's photographs were never displayed in galleries, never seen on Instagram, never celebrated by critics, never even seen by her closest friends. They remained hidden in storage lockers, just waiting to be discovered. She kept it to herself. She would just document, compile negatives all over her apartment. Talk about having a talent and not showing anyone. She never took the chance to show others her work. And her life was never changed. In the late 1990s, Maier found herself in increased dire financial straits. After working as a nanny for decades, she became unable to continue her employment due to age and health issues. Without a steady income, she struggled to make ends meet. Her living situation became precarious. She was known to move frequently and live in modest accommodations, but people started seeing her wandering the streets.
I first saw her in the neighborhood, in the alleys. She used to be carrying shopping bags, books. I thought she was homeless.
During this time, all of Maier's property was thrown into storage, including the photographs, the negatives, undeveloped film, and unable to afford the storage fees, she lost control of her possessions when the lockers were auctioned off due to non-payment. Then in 2008, Maier suffered a fall on an icy sidewalk, which led to her rapid decline in her health. She was admitted into a nursing home where she spent the rest of her days. Then in April of 2009, she passed away at the age of 83, largely unknown and uncelebrated. But it was also around this time when all of her possessions that were auctioned off to pay her debts were discovered. A man named John Maloof stumbled upon the boxes of her negatives. Picture this. Maloof, a young historian, sorting through these negatives, just realizing that he had unearthed a treasure trove of stunning street photography. The realization hit him like a lightning bolt that he had found something
took his breath away.
But the plot thickens. Maloof didn't just discover photographs, he uncovered the life of an enigmatic artist and her meticulous documentation of an era that had long been forgotten. And this made her an enigma herself. The sheer volume of her work, over 150,000 photographs, spoke to the relentless passion and unique perspective that this human had towards other humans and their condition. Vivian's story could have just ended there, with her work being discovered long after her death and celebrated. But critics soon started to debate her intentions. Was she a reclusive genius or a misunderstood soul? Her life was dissected, her privacy was scrutinized, her motivations questioned. And that's just an example of how your art can be vulnerable when you expose it to others. But imagine a world where Vivian Maier, instead of choosing to keep her photography hidden, chose to share her extraordinary talent with the world. Picture her not dying alone, homeless, but as a celebrated artist, her stunning images gracing galleries and museums. This is a story of what could have been, but never was. And this is a story that holds a powerful lesson for all creatives. Had Vivian Maier taken the brave steps to put her work out there, her life might have been completely different. Her work could have influenced others. She could have had financial stability. She could have had a community that she contributed to. She could have met other like-minded people. There were so many possibilities that never were. See, in the end, Vivian Maier's story is not just a testament to her remarkable talent, but also a powerful call to action. Don't let your creativity just languish in obscurity. Take the risk, share your art. Let the world see the beauty and brilliance that you only can offer. The chance that you take today could shape a legacy that lasts far beyond our lifetimes.